Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Ryan, aka Lethal Llama, and this year I want to play fewer games. As strange as this sounds, the PSN outage last week gave me some great insight about myself as a gamer, and it showed me what I can change to make myself happier. But we'll come back to that later. This past year I've picked up some pretty nasty gaming habits. This is due largely in part to my getting a PS4 and a Steam account recently. Prior to these, I had my Xbox One and Wii U, on which I had gradually amassed a great library of games that I thoroughly enjoyed. Because I bought the Xbox One at launch, and because the Wii U was somewhat limited in the number of games I really wanted to play on it, I was forced, in a way, to pace myself when it came to buying new games, as the ones I wanted would only come out once every month or two. To cite a specific example, my only launch game for Xbox One was Killer Instinct, a revamped fighting game from back in the day. I played the crap out of the game for months, hours every day, honing my skills until I got pretty good at it. And then Titanfall came out, a game I was super excited for. I was able to put down Killer Instinct and move on with no regrets, knowing I had given the game my all. After that, I played Titanfall for a while in much the same way. The cycle continued, and I was happy. Recently, however, things have changed. Because I got the PS4 a year and a half into its life, there were so many games I wanted to play. This was compounded by the fact that last generation I had an Xbox 360. All of the Sony IP were brand new to me, and I wanted to play all the dozens and dozens they had to offer. It was even worse with Steam. The amount of new games I wanted to play on the PS4 was laughable when compared to the vast army of games available on Steam. And a lot of them were only a few bucks a piece, which made it easier to convince myself to buy a whole bunch. I began to impulse buy. Whether it was a $60 AAA game or a $5 indie game, all it took was one that looked even just a little bit interesting to me, to buy it and download it that instant. I subconsciously felt that the sheer number of games I had played reflected my status as a gamer. Only now do I realize how silly that was. I bought games just to buy them, and it needed to stop. The catalyst event, of sorts, that got me thinking about this in the first place was my buying Halo 5. I had gotten every Halo since Halo 3. However, I've enjoyed each game since 3 a little less each time. So I decided to pass on Halo 5. It just wasn't for me. A few weeks after its release, I realized that some of my coworkers had it, and they suggested that I pick it up. And that was all the convincing it took. All I needed was an excuse to go home and download Halo that night. The following few evenings, I was super stressed out. At the time, I had Rocket League and a bunch of indie games I hadn't played yet. I didn't really want to play Halo 5, but I felt obligated to because of the amount of money I spent on it. And so I played it because I felt like I had to fill out a checklist in my head. The other games that I wanted to play more could wait. The reason I play games is because they're fun, and I had turned my favorite pastime into a stressful chore. To put it in perspective, I wrote down every video game I played this year. And by played, I mean any game that I beat the first level of, or its equivalent. I also noted whether or not I paid for the game, whether it be $60 or $1, and if I had beaten it. If the game was multiplayer only, I based that off of whether or not I felt like I had given the game enough time and effort. It turns out that I played 80 games this year. That's ridiculous. Of those 80, I only beat 32. And I had paid for 28 of the games I didn't beat. These numbers really made me stop and think. So now jump to last week. I come home from a long day of work and start my nightly ritual of deciding which game to play. My top choices were Rocket League, Borderlands: The Handsome Collection, and Rainbow Six Siege. But I couldn't get online. I got an error message. I checked PSN's help page and confirmed that everything was offline for the time being. No online gaming at all. And then a wave of relief washed over me. Rocket League and Rainbow were online games, so they were out. That left me with Borderlands, which just so happened to be the game I actually wanted to play. And so I spent hours upon hours at night playing Borderlands. There were no choices, no regretting not playing games. I wasn't stressing out. I was tearing up bandits with my corrosive laser and was having some good old-fashioned fun. This was the first night in a long time where I played what I wanted to play, and only what I wanted to play. Since the outage, I haven't touched Rocket League or Rainbow. Not because they aren't fun games, believe me, they're awesome, but because I wanted to play another game more. And so this year, I want to play fewer games and spend more time with the games I have. I want each game purchase to be an event, something special. I want to put into them the time and care they deserve. Doing this will save me money, keep me stress-free, and, most importantly, make me a happier gamer. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Once again, my name is Ryan, aka Lethal Llama, and I'll see you next time.